This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon, a happy Sunday, and again a very warm and happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. Hello, welcome to Djuma Private Game Reserve, welcome to Sunset Safari. My name is Steve and I'm joined by Panda on camera, and we're out and about with some elephants. Yay! We were guided to them by the one and only Nadine in Final Control. We've been watching the dam cam and helped us find them today. Thank you, Nadine. Yesterday was a bit of a runaround, but we eventually found one. Well, we found a couple of cheeky boys just before. They were pushing each other around, and now they've gone off into the thickets. And don't forget, everybody, we are live. We are interactive. Your questions and your comments are valuable to us, so please do send them through. Let us know what you would like to talk about this afternoon. Right now, it's going to be a focus on elephants. We're going to try and get another position for you. Very weird weather. It's typical for this kind of year, but can kind of expect there to be some overcast, cloudy, cool conditions for the next few days, I would anticipate. Very relaxed female. Nice big girl. Hello Amazon, welcome on board. You're looking forward to today's drive? Well, so are we. Here we go, look at this mama. Just been watching her closely and she's very relaxed. Her eyes are practically closed. She's just taken a whole branch of the bush willow. She hasn't even decided to break it. She's going to nibble it like a stick of corn. And now, if she comes closer to us, that is all on her own decision. Hungry hippo. Let the elephant energy begin. She's got a youngish calf with her there, but I would say she looks like she's pregnant. The calf is about to come behind her there. Oh, very much old. Oh, yes. Yeah, see, she's like, nope. The calf wants the milk that it used to have for 2 years. It knows mum is producing it because she's pregnant. And did you see how mum blocked her with her elbow there, Panda? She saw her coming. Now, when you think you don't know where elephants can see, she could see that. She could see that the calf was coming. Maybe she felt the calf coming. Here it's coming again. And I was like, nope. Nope, you have been weaned. See, that is a noise of a calf about to throw a tantrum. About to throw a tantrum. You gonna come say hello, Mama? Sorry about my head. Sorry, Nadine, I didn't quite hear Alka's question there. Hello, Elka. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This calf going to try again. Sneak up on the right. They take chances like any toddler. And mom has to have very firm boundaries. You find it with inexperienced cows. Maybe it's their second calf, or should I say their first calf, and they're pregnant again. We saw it a couple times in the last while. We'd find these young females and they'd be on their own. They've almost sort of separated from the herd, maybe because of the stresses of being pregnant and looking after a youngster. And quite often you'll find that that calf is actually suckling from her, and it's putting a lot of stress on her. And she needs to be in the herd with older females, more experienced females, who are able to guide her, able to let her know what can be done and what should be done, and that it's okay to put down boundaries with your children. Just going to move forward. As a community, we need to learn. It's okay to put down boundaries with your babies. I know you need to provide for them. So we can sometimes feel guilty. But once a calf is weaned, it is weaned. Peace to her. She's a gorgeous mum, isn't she? She's a big cow. I wouldn't be surprised if she's the matriarch of this herd. They're a bit spread out here in the landscape. And Impala running there. Okay, I'm going to go around Panda. We're going to get in front of them again. Going to come out just on Gary Cut line here. Maybe a few of them have already made it there. Feeding on the silver cluster leaf. Couple little youngsters here. This is sometimes the best thing to do, is you come to an open area like this and just wait for the herd to come out into the open. Inevitably will. The youngsters learning how to reach.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the Sunset Safari, where we are on the hunt for lions. I've been tracking the Pride of Lions, the Amakhala Pride of Lions. That's where we are on the Amakhala Game Reserve down in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. And my name is Ralph Kirsten. On the camera, I've got my trusty steed Morgan, and you will see his thumb. There it is. And so we are looking for these guys again. The sub-adult lions have been all over the place, so I'm trying to work out which are the fresher tracks from this morning. So they're here somewhere in this area, and I'm going to try my best to track them. It is one of my favorite things to do, so that's exactly what I am going to do, and I'd love for you to come up. While I try and find my microphone, which is over there. There we go. Sorry about that. So, please don't forget that this is a live and interactive experience, so we'd love for you to jump on board with us and send us through your questions and your comments. And you can do that by going on the Wild Earth website and registering. And you can also join the conversation on X, formerly known as Twitter, using the hashtag WildEarth. What is it that you'd like to chat about? What did you like to see? Whatever it is wildlife related, please send it on through. And if you've got any tips for me to help try find these lions, well, I'd also like to know. We're going to be listening out for any of the alarm calls. There's lots and lots of warthogs about. There's also a little group of impala somewhere around here too. So I'm listening for them. And Gianna, you're joining us from Toronto in Canada. Wow, thanks for joining us and lovely to have you on board. Where are these lions and what are they up to? They have been hunting and we're hoping that they're actually going to make a kill. And that's what we'd love to see after having followed them for basically the last 2 days. And this morning we also got a nice little view of a jackal that had quite an injured leg, but he seemed to be doing all right. And that was when we stopped as well. So sometimes when you do stop, it's quite a good thing because you land up seeing other things that you weren't actually looking for. And for the moment, it has warmed up, so I'm wondering maybe they're just taking a bit of a breather. Either that, or they've landed up actually killing something. I'll have to just continue and find out. Nothing for now. All the scanning, but no signs. And I tell you what, when you're looking for an animal, such as a leopard, a cheetah, and in this case, lions, everything starts to look like lions, and in particular, they're like the termite mounds. So hey, 40, you're looking forward to what we can find this afternoon. So am I. You never know what the bush is going to throw at you. So just putting yourself out there, getting around, you seem to find all sorts of things. A little bit of a breeze. It's almost coming in from the south now, so it's changed direction. And it's warming up nicely. Where are you, lions? Somewhere. It's like a needle in a haystack, but we've got all the tracks moving around this area. So, which ones are the fresher ones, though? I'm going to have to go back and retrace my steps and the lion steps that are on top of each other. That's what we'll have to do. Anyway, I don't see them here for now, so let's carry on. Hopefully, my microphone stays in. There we go. Join us for a bumble in the bush. And like I was saying, every termite mound now starts to look like a lion, especially when it's a few of them together. Then you think that it's the 6 lions are walking together. The male seems to have stayed and gone for a snooze, but lovely clear skies here. But that being said, I think it's time to go and have a look what the weather's going to be like for us and in the Sabi Sands.
Well, as you can see, it is going to be a little bit of a cloudy afternoon, but that's all right. It's still nice and fresh out here, and I'm looking forward to this afternoon's sunset safari on a beautiful Sunday. And once again, a happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers. And yes, my name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me on Wendy, we've got the Muscles and Paul and his teddy bear. Yes. Are we going to find some amazing things this afternoon? I'm sure. It is Sunday fun day. And I am just going to do a little bit of the west here, see if we can find some interesting things around here. BK, good afternoon to you too from the US of A in Florida in the US of A. BK. Oh, BK, I'm glad. Hopefully he's not the BK that we know, the Cam-up BK, because he must be living the dream. Must be living his best life. But yes, thanks for joining us, BK. I do appreciate it. And as I said, we just got going, and well, I'm going to see what. Ooh, is that? Ooh. Oh, it just dropped it. It was a black-headed oriole that had something in its beak, but it just dropped something there. Maybe like nesting material. Very possible. Huh. But yes, trying to go and see what else we can get this side. A lovely day for especially predators. Leopards still be moving in a day like this. Not much energy spent with no sun beating down on them. They can move around and still do a little bit of hunting. I think Lalamba would love weather like this now, especially being a mommy leopard. If you're a mommy leopard, then you know you've got your work cut out. If you've got cubs to feed, and so yeah, I think Steve is going to do the east to see if anything has come across from that side, and we're doing the west. I just want to see if anything has come into this side. Hopefully, maybe pick up on tortoise pan, because I know that his tracks did come north, but we could not find him further on. It just disappeared into one of the blocks.
We did have some lions. Cedric's probably going to follow that one. elephant energy today, everybody. We're going to see how long we can stay with this group for. Most of them have gone into a pretty inaccessible part, but this old girl is still out in the open with her little boy. She's doing something funny with her trunk there. Almost like she was sneezing. That was very strange. I've never seen before. She got something in her nose she didn't want. She was doing this like... and then she let it out. Imagine having a nose like that. The amount of dust, particles and little things that can get up there.
All right, so we're going still down here, but I was just talking to Paul now. There's a new thing that just came out on one of the streams here, Netflix, and it's called Living with Leopards, and it's just come out, and I just started watching it today, and it got, well, I was like, well, I watched a little part of it, and wow, when I looked at that, I'm like, I can't wait to get out on safari to look for a leopard now, because yeah, that just made me so excited. So yeah, if you watched it, I'm sure it must be fantastic. I'm going to continue watching that maybe tonight when I get back after dinner. Yeah, that is my plan of action. Some popcorn, a nice cup of hot chocolate, and that documentary. I think it's just come out. Nadine, thank you, Nadine, for your amazing comments there. So Nadine says that she's also going to watch that. She says, thank you, Cedric, for giving me a heads up on such an amazing documentary. No, more than welcome, Nadine, more than welcome. All right, not much here. I thought we might get lucky with maybe some tracks coming across here, but nothing so far. Sugarbits, good afternoon to you too from your location. Tennessee. Oh, Tennessee. Very nice. Of course, US of A once again. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, I want to try and see if we get lucky. Paul, I think let's go a little bit up this side towards Treehouse Dam. I've just got a little bit of a feeling Treehouse Dam is something is waiting for us there. Sure, the Egyptian geese are waiting for us. No, just joking. No, Nadine, Dewey wasn't there this morning, Nadine. I think Dewey's there at Gowrie Dam at the moment. Waterholes will be kind of busy, not as much as on a hot day, sunny day. I mean, as I said, this afternoon it's fresh. It's not hot at all. It's not even warm. It's fresh. It's actually lovely, very pleasant weather for the afternoon. Katie, I'm going to be very biased here. You say, what is my favorite animal show? Katie, it's Wild Earth. I'm very biased with that. Yeah. You know why? Because I know the characters here, first of all. Second of all, it's always entertaining, nice. It's a live show. It's nice to kind of see, a live show. It's fantastic. It's nothing, you know what, to be honest, you know what irritates me quite a bit of, how can I say, animal shows. So if they're filming, for instance, a leopard show or lions, I become very kind of judgmental on things. So I start seeing, but the lion is busy stalking those wildebeests. It's green, it's lush, the area's stunning, and then the next shot, the lion is chasing the wildebeest, but now all of a sudden the grass is dead, it's a different season, but they say it's the same time, it's the same moment. You're like, really? But that looks like different seasons. One is taken from summer, the other one's taken in winter. So I understand that's how they make it. It's typical for shows and all that. I think that's why I enjoy Wild Earth. Wild Earth is just natural. It's that's what I enjoy. And I think out of all shows I've seen, I think Wild Earth is the one that I watch by far the most. I almost saw somebody's lying on the road there. Oh, my heart just sunk there. I thought it might be a leopard or something that's lying on the road, but it's once again it's dung, elephant dung. I almost had it like that this morning. Thought it was a hyena on the other side of Treehouse Dam, and it was elephant dung. So yeah, that's the thing about watching the wild, especially working in the wild like this. You start kind of pinpointing mistakes and stuff they say, or time of the day, or seasons with one shot or two shots different times. So yeah, it gets hard to watch some of those shows. But there is some fantastic ones. I mean, like Derek and Beverly Hubert. That is one of my favorite wildlife, filmmakers. Is Beverly and Derek Hubert. The storyline is fantastic. It's one of those people that I always will watch because I think they do it right at the right times and all that. So yeah, and Bill, you say you fully agree as well with, watching Wild Earth as well as you become, you judge too many things when you're watching other wildlife documentaries because you start seeing the different seasons and all that. It is. That's why you've got to kind of choose which wildlife production is most real, true to the thing, true to the time. And not all kind of, how can I say, blown out of proportion. And I think, yeah, that's why I say Wild Earth is still Wild Earth is by far the most, how can I say, raw wildlife program that you'll get, by far, raw. Because it's real time. Real time, you can't get any rawer than that. I mean, from here, if we have to go over to Steve, I'm not going to go over to Steve and he's in summertime and it's green, and you come back to me and it's winter time, so he's just here and I'm here, same time. Hey, what do you think, Paul? Well, that's true. Well, look, it's a different area of South Africa. So you can go to Amakhala that looks like it's summer. It's very green in Amakhala at this time of the year. But then again, it's the same time, real time. That's what it's about. All right, well, we're going to get down towards Treehouse Dam. I've just got a kind of a slight feeling about Treehouse Dam. Let's head over to Steve to see if he's pretty much on the same time as me.
Thanks, Sid. As well, we've managed to find a little gap down here where other members of the herd have come down and are feeding. They spread out a good 60 to maybe 100 meters even. Like going into the shopping mall. You just take your own aisle, go shopping for what you need. Then you reconvene again by the checkout counter. Doesn't pay for them all to stay right next to each other while feeding. But you'll always have the adults with their youngsters, normally quite close by. The closer to the adult the youngster is, in my opinion, generally regarded as a female. And then when they get brave like this, you can kind of anticipate that it's a boy as he's coming to check us out, giving us all the signs of dangerous elephant behavior. Take a deep breath, everybody. We are being charged by this young elephant bull. Hello, my boy. Hello. And he's going to come from the side. And he's now going to show us how big he is. He's going behind the vehicle, unfortunately. And that's where the action is going to take place. Now, we are between him and Mum. Now, she wouldn't allow that to happen if she was not relaxed. Martha, I think so. When you get cheeky elephant calves, it's, in my opinion, always boys. The girls just seem to sort of hang out close to Mum, and they're always there doing what Mum's doing, learning. Now he's trumpeted behind us, and now Mum's going to come and investigate. What on earth is my child doing? She rumbled. I wanted to reposition, but I'm going to wait a second because I don't want her to feel like we're the one who's caused this to happen. There she's waiting. Like, what are you doing, child? He's running around in the bushes behind us. And there's the patient mother going, oh, there goes Cedric once again. Doing his thing. So that's my opinion, everyone. I don't know of any scientific facts that's proven it, to be honest, but whenever I spend time with elephants, the ones when they come out and are cheeky have always been boys. Always. And he's going to arrive behind us again in a little bit. But I don't want to reposition and influence what's happening here. Beach Bunny, you can relate to Ellie Moms. It'll be a challenge to wean. He's hiding in the bushes behind us. Okay, Panda, I'm going to reposition slightly so that we can get his reaction when he comes back, because I feel like it's going to be very entertaining. Don't want to be... Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Big boy. Yeah, he knows Mum's over there. He knows he can behave in a certain way. He's got backup. Now watch, he's going to give us a bit of a hard time. Oh, there's a stick in the way. I've got some grass sticking out of my mouth. See, that's as close as he wants to come to us. He doesn't want to come any closer. You know, he's going to run a little bit to get back to Mum. They feel comfortable in the thickets, elephants. You'll sometimes find youngish elephants might charge you, but not come out of the bush They'll come as far as the vegetation and then stay, feeling comfortable with the sort of vegetation around them. Oh, he's going to go back to mum, a very proud young elephant. He's been off exploring and he chased these humans and was very, very proud of himself. And she's just going to keep eating my boy. Just found ourselves a bit of a scratching post there. A lovely leadwood tree. Makosi, Makosi. We must greet the ancestors when we encounter leadwood trees. The local tribes believe that their grandparents, their ancestors, live in these trees. There's another one coming on the left, Panda. You decide what looks better for you. It's a young boy. A little bit stressed. See the streaming in the side of the head. Maybe he was charged by this young elephant bull and he's feeling a bit stressed because of it. Oh, sorry about that. I had my foot on the brake. Gianna, I'm glad you enjoy my commentary. Comes to Ellie's. It'll be a bit silly sometimes. Here comes another cheeky one. Ensconced in the red bush willow there. Oh, it actually looks like a russet bush willow. Makes sense. This area of the landscape more commonly suited for the russet versus the red bush willow.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Now, we're heading back to where we had the freshest tracks. Sometimes I do that because, you know, you can second guess yourself a little bit and just to write off some areas that you think maybe they've gone back there. So that's what we've just done. Now, I'm sure they're not in that area that they were this morning. They've 100% moved into the area that we found fresher tracks. So now we're going to head back there, wondering if they maybe have in fact made a kill, and that's why we didn't find them initially. But that's just wishful thinking. Who knows? Always check at the junctions as well, just to see if they haven't crossed. You know, animals are also quite clever in that they use the path of least resistance. They often walk along the road, so you often pick up their tracks there. Then it's just a question of to see where they left the road and which direction they went in. Because once they head off the road here, unless they're on a game path, it's almost impossible to actually track them. Then you've got to be intuitive and go ahead and find them on the other side.
Well, this is nice. We're at Twin Dams. We've got a nice glossy starling that is just roaming around. He might dig there towards the elephant dung, looking for something to feed on. Nope, it's moving on. Yep, there you go. Moving some dung away, looking for little grubs, something that's going to be worthwhile eating. But I think that glossy starling has realized that there's nothing there. Let's keep on hopping along. Oh, there's another one that's just joined it. Many times you'll see one of our most common birds that we do see around here, the glossy starling, as well as the birchall starling. But they are beautiful. Love, just love, especially when the sun is out, the colors that comes out. It's that beautiful green, bluish color. That's where they get the name glossy, very glossy starlings. And we've got several different species of starlings that we do get around here. I think while these ones are always around this water area, there's a couple of dead trees here, so they do nest in a dead tree in this area. Sue, you said you'll love to see a wildebeest. Yeah. We might end up going towards Chitwa. I think Chitwa will be the best possibility on finding a wildebeest for you this afternoon. So yeah, let's see if we get lucky with that. But for now, we're just going to sit a little bit here at Twin Dams, just going to keep our eyes peeled here. And then from here, I'm going to just work towards the southeastern corner, just to see what else we can find. You never know. Might be lucky with some action a little bit later on. Is there another bird there that's just in front of that one? Oh no, it's busy bathing, that's why it's splashing around there. Alright, just took a little bit of a bath. Jilly much prettier than the European cousins. Jilly apparently, yeah, I heard like the starlings in Europe, they're brown. Pretty much brown. They haven't got the stunning colors here like our starlings. I mean, the starlings here in southern Africa is really, really stunning. I mean, even like my favorite one out of all the starling species is the violet-backed starling. Oh, they are beautiful. That purple head and the purple back with that stunning white breast. It is yeah, one of my all-time favorites. That one's gone now. Is it still bathing? Yeah, it's still bathing there. There we go, just having a little bit of a bath. Looks like it's actually bathing inside of a elephant track there. So the elephant track, that's where the elephant coming down to have a drink and left a nice big round spoor there, and then it's filled up with some water, and then it looks like the starling was enjoying that. And now that one that just landed there is a birchall starling. So that's a Burchill starling without much larger than the glossy, much larger, but a little bit bigger than the glossy starling. As well, it doesn't have that orange eye like the glossy starlings. Burchill's starling. And they usually go, Cedric, 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 Cedric. That's their call. Well, Tracker used to say that. It's like that bird is busy calling you. Coming down for some water. Picky, you say, what's the difference between a greater blue-eared starling and a glossy starling? Well, the greater blue-eared starling is not as, how can I say, not as glossy. I think it hasn't got that real beautiful spots on the wings, on the primary feathers and all that. Where the greater blue-eared starling hasn't got that. Where the glossy starling has got these little black speckles on the wing itself. They're very similar, very, very similar. Trust me, they're very similar. But as well as behind the greater blue-eared starling, that's why they call it a greater blue-eared starling, you'll find it's got like a dark, almost like a navy blue kind of a shading behind the eye area. So we get the greater blue-eared a little bit, but not as common as a glossy starling at all. Not as common. I think also the underparts, the underbelly part as well for the greater blue-eared starling is much darker compared to the Cape glossy. All right, well, as Steve has got some energy, yeah, well, I'm sure Steve has got some energy. He's got some elephant energy. Let's head over to Steve.
Thanks, Setters. We are indeed here still with a couple of elephants, but they're about to disappear. Well, the big girl is anyway. About to disappear into the thickets there. Oh, she's busy feeding still. Selectively feeding on a spike thorn now. I was feeding on a sandpaper raisin just before, but they were here in the open, munching away at the red grass that is accumulating here in abundance and beating it against the body in typical fashion to remove the soil from the roots. Constant feeding. She also looks quite pregnant.
Good afternoon, station. Is anybody mobile in Juma?
Lovely. We're just down here in the drainage line from Gary Cut Line. Hey, Forty, you know that, I don't know if you were watching when we had that youngster right next to us earlier scream. It's such a dramatic sound. And, you know, elephants rumble and they trumpet. We all know those sounds. And the trumpets can be all sorts of things, from excitement to alarm to youngsters just trying to impress. But that scream, many times in the past, I thought to myself that scream is something of incredible importance to the herd and they're going to react to it. But that scream, for me, for the most part, generally is a youngster throwing a tantrum because it hasn't been given what it was allowed to be given or what it wanted to be given, namely milk, namely suckling from mum. And you'll often be in a herd like this where a youngster will scream like that and you think all hell is about to break loose. and the herd just carries on as if nothing happened. So those are the noises really, the rumbles, the screams and the trumpets, and they all come at different times and they all mean different things, different times, but it's important to pay attention to the behavior of the adults when noises like that are starting to play out. And if it is the adult making the noises, then you should be very, very aware that something is either shifting or about to shift. What a treat. Okay, I'm going to move up just a little bit. We've got a little bit more time with this herd. Oh, she's going to go up there now. Okay, well, I thought we'd have another moment, but it seems like she's going to disappear up the hill.
We have an exciting announcement. Wild Earth is launching a YouTube membership program. For a nominal monthly fee, members get an ad-free channel, prioritized questions, early access to videos, and many more perks. You'll get fun features like badges and emojis that'll make you stand out in the chat. YouTube memberships will help us to continue with our mission of connecting people with nature while giving you access to lots of our amazing content.
Different areas, from low down for small elephants to much high up for large elephants, and it's rough and it's been used countless times by many elephants, and it's along a game path as well, so they would have come from a drink or from a mud wallow, and then this tree is perfectly in place. Another tree like this could work as well, and probably did for a long time. There's lots of mud on it here, but slowly but surely over time it got broken. But warthogs still use it, or that might be an elephant's leg. Perfect over here for a buffalo, zebra. They like that. Nice little knot, gets right into that sort of hard to reach spot. Lots of little knots on this tree. So this is an old leadwood that's been here for a long time, and it's actually regrowing, even though it's seemingly dead. There's a little baby coming out Thank you, elephants. We'll see if we can catch you on the other side. Why not? We have the potential to maybe do that, but it might be a little bit too far from the road for us now.
All right, we just left Twin Dams now, so I'm coming into this area because this is... Sorry, I just thought I saw something in the tree there. I just want to quickly double check, you know. You never know. You'll never know what's up there. Sorry, I just want to see. I want to double check. This is Lalama's favorite little spot at the moment for hunting. She loves coming around here. Sorry, I'm just looking up in that marula tree there. Almost looked like a feet that was dangling from the paw. You can see just at the bottom of one of the branches there, but that's just a marula tree with no leopard up in it. So, but this is Lalama's favorite spot at the moment for hunting. She loves coming into this area for the last few weeks, I think, because of the we always have to take a look at Nadine. You never know. That's why I'm looking up in all these trees here. Because this is where we found her yesterday morning. Was it yesterday morning or afternoon? Morning. Yesterday morning was here. And then the other day, and many times the tracks have been coming into this little spot here, and then she goes back into Torchwood. So she loves this little spot here. Not too far from a dance site that's inside Torchwood. Oh, we've got some nice... Oh no, don't fly. At least the one didn't fly. The southern yellow-billed hornbill. It was a southern yellow-billed hornbill. Alright. Why did you have to fly? He stopped for you. It's gonna fly again. No, just took off. Thanks, Nadine. So I'm also just taking a look up here because that male leopard tracks went across at Baboon Pan. And I know that Mulwati sometimes likes to come back up onto this road. And especially that he knows that he's got little cubbies that's hanging around here in Torchwood. I wonder if he's not going to spend a little bit more time patrolling this area, making sure that there's no other nomadic males coming into this area, making sure that his babies are safe. Oh, what is that? That's a Nyala. Oh, well, that's a Nyala. At least that's a Nyala. Oh, don't run. Everything is running. Flying or running away. Oh, so painful. It seems like you say they're running for a reason, Nadine. Could be possible. It's like yesterday with the fuse. There was a reason for the fuse to go because all of a sudden we got some nice sightings. All right, let's see. Two beautiful male Nyalas here. Stunning boys. Fully grown males. Full-grown boys. My favorite of all favorite antelopes. I love them to bits. I just love those long socks that they do wear. That brown socks. And that nice white hairs that's running along their spine area. And especially when they start sussing one another out, they'll actually raise those white hairs. Philo erectus, we call it. And they raise their hairs. Those are stunning little markings on the face. Alright, let's head over to Steve as he's got some sassy elephants.
Well, the elephant energy is not over yet this afternoon. Oh, it's a nice big girl here. Very impressive female. Very impressive tusks. The young boy is going to walk into frame now. See how she reacts to him. She's okay with him. See, she give him a little bit of a push. You see that behavior? She's going to chase him away. You young boy, you teenager, go play somewhere else. Another young boy. Okay, so more elephants heading directly towards where we were. So I'm going to just reposition. That's a beautiful big cow, that. I want to get in a position where she come and say hello. You see now, I mean, the youngsters are behaving now. They're like getting all antsy with us. But that's got nothing to do with the adults. This little youngster, is a boy again. He's now like, oh, I didn't actually shake my head at you before. I was actually just eating this bit of grass over here. What's this here? Hang on. Oh, yeah. Let me just carry on. Putting it in my mouth. See? I'm eating. You know, like that as a young boy, you do something to a big man and then suddenly he turns and he looks at you and you know, oh, hang on, I wasn't doing that. It wasn't me. It was him. Okay. Just going to get in front of this big girl over here. You see, I can do that now because I know the behavior. I know everybody's relaxed. I know everybody's quite happy with us. And I just want to position in a way that maybe get a walk by for this girl, which I think would be quite nice. Back to where we were. Kelly, she stays with the herd. And as she gets older, probably her first daughter, or you could say her oldest daughter, will then often take over, become the matriarch, and then she just hangs out and retires as the granny in the herd. So she doesn't make all the decisions anymore. She's not responsible for everybody's well-being. She just carries on with the herd and gets into sort of a retirement stage. Okay, so she's directly in front of us there. She's going to be coming through shortly. Very impressive tusks for a female. And you can often tell these older females in the herd, they're not lactating. They don't have a young calf close to them, and they're not pregnant. So sort of after the age of maybe 55 or so, it's possible that they stop breeding. And then once they've stopped breeding, they essentially aren't, I don't know if the right term, eligible to be the matriarch anymore. But they don't have as much interest or aren't as invested with youngsters anymore. They've still got knowledge to give and are still grannies and are still very defensive and protective of the herd. But they sort of tag along. Hello, young boy. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I just drove past one of the buffalo's vehicles. They say that there's two young Ngala on the buffalo's Jamakat line.
Okay, copied. Whereabouts is that?
Sounds like he's there close to Sandy Patch somewhere there. He set the Buffalo's Hook signboard from the slightly east next to the road on the right hand side, so I think it's just inside the Buffalo's Hook.
Thank you very much. I might go there shortly. Appreciate it.
No problem. I'm here on the Buffalo's Hook. I'm also heading kind of in that direction. I'm looking for some info, so if I do find them, I'll let you know if I'm there before you.
Copy, thanks. Apparently some lions on the boundary.
So, Steve, picked up on that last one there. Some more. What have you got there?
So I feel like our matriarch is doing a bit of a loopy-loop around the side there. So ecosystem engineers, this little thicket you see forming here will be thinned out by elephants. Branches and trees will be broken in amongst it. They're very evident in places up in the northern Kruger where we get these big dense stands of fever trees which grow in these thick accumulations just like this, and then you find the big fever tree forests which have sort of been almost agriculturally planted, but what's happened is the elephants have thinned them out so that the trees can actually grow optimally with the space requirements that they need to grow into nice big trees.
This is On Safari.
Okay, so still going up on the eastern boundary of Djuma. Just taking a look here. Somebody just gave us an update on buffaloes that's coming towards Djuma from Torchwood. Torchwood is the property that's just to the right of us. And they said they are coming west towards Djuma. They're not far. So I don't know. I saw some oxpeckers flying in here now. So maybe they're still inside Torchwood somewhere, but I'm just going to go all the way to the northern boundary, northeastern boundary, and just to see if any luck around there. It's nice to have buffaloes. You know, once you get buffaloes coming in, it really helps with just bringing some alliance onto the property as well. I don't see anything here. I just got an update from one of the gentlemen as well, from one of the lodges, and he says that he just found the crocodile that's hanging around there at Buffelshoek Dam, busy migrating north into Buffelshoek. So he saw the crocodile actually going up north. So that crocodile must have been out the water this morning when Paul and myself were around at the dam, because we couldn't see it. And I thought, oh, that one is gone. And now I'm sure that croc is feeling that it's time to move on. And there's a big dam that's in the north of Djuma. Oh no, all right. So of course it's Mother's Day, and my mom's favorite animal of all times is a giraffe. She loves giraffe. She would sit with giraffe the entire day. It seems like there's one on a dam cam, and we are far to the east. You know, it's Well, there's one on Djuma. We might actually end up going that side to try and follow up. What do you think, Paul? We're just so far east at the moment from dam cam. It's yeah. No, Nadine. So Nadine says when she was here, there was a giraffe that was on a Gowrie cut line. And when was that? It was about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago. And so Nadine thinks that one might still be there. Of course, Nadine is. No. Thanks, Nadine. Well, yeah, you never know. Maybe it is still there, you know. Maybe it hasn't moved at all. And we're actually talking about the what's it called, that thing? The onesie, eh? It's that. Onesie. Yes, let's do that, Nadine. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to cross over to the dam cam, and I'm just going to chat about the giraffe and everything. And yeah, let's go over to the dam cam, Nadine. Yes, Nadine, you say there is the one giraffe there. Eh? So it must be that male. Did we see that male yesterday? When did we see it? Yesterday afternoon. Must be that male giraffe that we saw yesterday afternoon, yeah. One. So it's a nice. Okay, so you'll find many times. Okay, thanks, Nadine. So it's a male giraffe that, you know, they usually tend to sometimes walk by themselves, roam around by themselves, but then those that join other males, or they'll follow the females. They are gregarious, so they'll all go from one herd to the next, and they won't just remain in one place or with one herd itself. But you'll find giraffes are very skeptical and very tentative on coming down to waterholes. They're one of the, I'm going to say, animals that's very nervous on coming for a drink, because being so tall, you can imagine you're coming down to a water hole, you're so tall, if you lean down, I mean, if you're 5.5 meters like a fully grown male, you have to go down and you have to start, you know, kind of spread your front legs to try and get as low as possible, and then bend down to have a drink. You're very vulnerable at that point in time, very, very vulnerable. And you know, at that time, that's why, you know, at that time, because they're so vulnerable, they become so nervous. So nervous. But yes, Mother, there is your giraffe for Mother's Day. Thank you so much, Nadine, for the heads up. Thank you, Zoomies, for the heads up, actually. And thanks for letting Nadine know. And Nadine letting me know. So, Mom, I'm hoping that you're enjoying the giraffe. And I know that my mom is watching. She loves Wild Earth to bits. So, with me now. All right. Bye. All right. But that was nice. That's nice to always see. So, as I said, dam cam is far down that side. Very, very far. All right. After that, I'm so happy for that. Thank you so much, everybody. That was very special. Very, very special. All right, we're going to try, and I don't know where Steve is. That might be Steve down there. I'm going to get my binoculars out quickly just to see. There's a vehicle. I know it's a tree. Anyway, sorry, Paul. Yeah. Oh, okay, so Steve is there close to Gary Dam area. Thank you. Oh, no, it was just a tree that I saw. So the weather's interesting. All right, well, we are going to continue slowly but surely heading towards Buffelshoek Dam. Let's head over to the dam cam to enjoy the rest of the show with the giraffe. Yes.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful. Oh God.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Well, hello everybody. Yesterday we said that we have the best job in the world. We get to play hide and go seek for a living. And here we have an elephant playing hide and go seek. And I think that noise I heard over there was an elephant. But that big female, she came through this thicket already. And this young boy over here suddenly has noticed us, and he's got some very thick tusks that are getting quite long for such a youngster. He's going to be a big boy. And if you weren't sure whether he was a boy or not, it does take a bit of practice, but sometimes it's easier than other times to tell. Feeding on exactly the same plants that the adult female was feeding on. Now feeding on a young leadwood, which we seem to see elephants really enjoying. The leadwoods that haven't escaped to the height that many of them have, they get fed on quite deliciously by elephants. Well, welcome back live, everybody. We found ourselves in pretty much the same place where we were an hour ago, just with another section of this breeding herd of elephants. And sometimes people say, why do you call them a breeding herd? Well, there's two terms. There's bull elephants or bachelor herd of elephants, which is made up of males. And then there's breeding herds, which are comprised of breeding cows and their offspring, including young males, teenagers. So it's a very important distinction that's made as a guide with regards to calling in a sighting. Some people want to see bulls, some want to see breeding herds, and they are regarded as two distinct and different types of sightings, especially when viewing on a vehicle, but more specifically when viewing on foot. There's different requirements and different aspects and different things that need to be taken into consideration. Bulls have got a very small bubble around them. Nothing really seems to bother them. Whereas females, panda, panda, what's happening? That's you again. Sarah in the UK, no, you don't see anything like that. You don't see anything like the violence you see with hyena in elephant populations. Hello, you cheeky boy. Essentially, a breeding herd is made up of an adult female and her consecutive female offspring with their young offspring, which could be male. Males up to the age of 16 can be in the herd, but anywhere from 14, 15, generally they're pushed out. They might be following close behind, but they're not normally valued or warranted within the herd. And so essentially, if you've got a matriarch, she's the oldest, she's the most experienced, she might have her oldest daughter with her. Those two could essentially split and create two different herds entirely with their consecutive offspring that develops from there. They'll come back together every year or two to sort of just introduce each other to each other's new babies and all that sort of thing. So, and then the baton gets passed on quite naturally between the oldest female and her oldest offspring. No violence, no aggression. Ruan, did you come right there?
Yeah, I heard that they're very close to the junction of Sandy Patch and Buffelshoek. That's lying right here in the motor drive.
Copied. I'll be with you shortly. Thanks very much. Okay, so what a wonderful way to spend our afternoon. Now, as the temperatures start to cool down and our elephants start moving off into the thickets following the rest of the herd, they're probably going to end up at Buffelshoek Dam in the next couple of hours, but they're moving very, very slowly. We had a report on the radio earlier about a couple of lions, and the gentleman who told us about them has relocated on the lions, so made our job nice and easy. So we're going to go and have a look, see who they are, send you over to Setters, who's definitely doing a bit of a dam hopping afternoon.
Thank you, Steve. And I am just here at Buffelshoek Dam at the moment, just waiting for any elephants. Maybe they'll pop out here. I'm not too sure exactly where he left them. But at least there is a female hippo here, but just one female that's in this water at the moment. And we did get the tracks of the crocodile actually crossing over into Buffelshoek, so the crocodile is gone. Maybe another day it might return back this side again. But we had at least, what was it, 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months with the crocodile here. It's been fantastic. Of course, moving to a bigger water body. But we just got this young female that's just bobbing up and down here in the dam. Hello, girl. Yes. Just keeping a close eye on us. Jill on the hill. No, I've seen hippos outside of thunderstorms. I've seen hippos moving on the outskirts during the night time when there's thunderstorms. So it's not always that they stay here. They still got to go and eat. They don't really mind. It doesn't really bother them too much at all. You can imagine they stay in water all day. So walking around, if it's in a huge thunderstorm and there's rain coming down, it's not going to bother them too much. All right, well, we're going to try and reposition here. Let's head over to Ralph down in Amakhala. I do apologize. You'll have to just stick with us. It looks like, unfortunately, Ralph went into a little bit of a bad signal spot, but there is a beautiful grey heron that's fishing here on the inflow of the dam. There's a grey heron, and there's also a greenback heron as well to the right. The greenback heron, the smaller one, and the grey heron to the left. So two heron species that we do have here, and both of them are busy fishing for fish, little frogs. You can see all the movement above the water. That's plenty of fish that's swimming around there. Well, we're going to try and see if we get a better signal somewhere else. While we do that, I think let's look at a beautiful clip all about water sources.
Water is a fundamental resource for all creatures. In the wild, water sources are the sites for an array of activities. In the southern parts of Africa, the dense thickets and lush greenery dwindle and crisp up with the winter season. Making watering holes a gathering spot for grazers and a potential hunting spot for predators. But the giants of the Lowveld never disappoint when visiting their local watering hole. Elephant trunks are generally amusing appendages, but are particularly entertaining when used to quench their thirst or cool themselves down. In East Africa, the Mara River is infamous for the treacherous task it presents to the migration herds. However, it is also home to a variety of winged, scaled, and wadding animals. It serves a necessary purpose, but also allows for moments of sheer joy and fun.
Well, you do pretty much, you can see how important water sources are for nature, and just to all the animals coming down here for a drink. And without water there is no life. So these dams are so vital to the ecosystem, and especially for the grey heron. Without the water, there is no grey heron. We will not see this bird species here at all, because they rely on the water. They rely on all the fish that's inside of the water, the frogs and the fish, as a food source. And this is exactly what this grey heron is doing now. It is waiting very patiently to see if it's going to get any luck with a good old meal for this afternoon. And they're very successful, but not all the time they'll, after a strike, they'll come out with a fish. But this specific individual we've seen here at this dam, and time and again, it will come out with a little tilapia. You can see all the little movement in the water there. So that's all fish. That's all fish that's swimming just to the top of the, close to the surface. And that's exactly what this grey heron is waiting for. Just one of those little fish can come a little bit closer, and with a lightning speed strike, it'll try and grab that fish from the water. Very patient hunters. And we'll this way patiently here. We'll try and maybe I'll see if you want to go to the greenback. It's a little bit further down here. So you'll see now from that heron, from the grey heron, let's go to the greenback heron. That is just a little bit further down. And there. Same thing, also waiting patiently on the side of the water. Much smaller, going for the little fish. So you can see there's a little bit of grass and that's moving in front there. And many times you'll find the fish will find like a little, like a little safety net for them. And this greenback heron is waiting for any little bit of movement coming out of that grass that's floating above the water there. Oh, it looks like it's also catching maybe little water arthropods there. Oh, there it goes. And he had enough of that side. He's going to try the other side now. Looks like a little bird that's on a mission. Quick walk there. Reminds me of when I was in London, and we had to walk to work and back from work to back home. Everybody would be on that kind of a mission, and quick steps, get to the tubes, onto the tube, jump off the tube, quick steps back to the house. And reminds me of that. Oh, did it get it? Did it get it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Well done. Did have it. It's done. As quick as that bird grabbed that fish, it's gone. It's amazing how quickly they gulp that entire fish down while it's still alive. You can see when it's getting ready to strike. It almost kind of pulls out its neck. There, watch. And strike. See something, it's about it. It's gearing up. It's got its eyes locked onto something. It's got it. And, oh, there. Yeah. Oh, did it get it? Yeah, it's got it. You sure it's got it? Well,
I think he missed.
I think he missed it, yeah. And It's amazing. You can just sit and watch this for hours on end. And sometimes I'll use like a dead log as just like a structure for them to stand on, and then I'll fish from those structures. Copy that, Nadine. We can do that. So Nadine's just giving me a quick update on Steve that made his way to the lions on Buffelshoek cut line, but unfortunately it seems like Sentinel's signal is not great at all where the lions are. I think that's close to Baobab Dam, and Wendy's signal is much better that side. So yeah, we're not too far from Buffelshoek boundary, so we'll just plod along the boundary and we'll head to those lions then, Nadine, to see if we can get better signal with Wendy.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Well, we have pretty much been given the slip by the lions, so I don't like to give up on anything, but in this scenario, you need to sort of decide when it's worthwhile carrying on or not. So we've left the area of where those lions' last tracks were, and so we've left that area, and maybe we'll get them on our way back, because that is on our way back towards where we stay. So I actually said to Morgan, what's the bet that we get the lions immediately after the show has ended as we're on our way home? That's probably just our luck. Anyway, I have heard news that the herd of elephants is not too far from here, and they've actually made their way out of the valleys. So we're thinking of heading in that direction. We're heading towards Leeuwenbush Pan, where the lions have been hanging around, but they've headed more west from there. Right, so while we go and try, I think we're going to definitely try and catch up with those elephants. It seems elephants are not only here, they're also in the Sabi Sands.
Elephants have fascinated us for so long because they display the same social complexities and full emotional range of our own human species. Mothers, sisters, cousins, and aunts live in herds while the bulls wander the wilderness as bachelors. Cows live in the same herd from birth until the end of their life, some 60 years later. The herd is led by the oldest and wisest female, the matriarch. She's not only responsible for leading the herd, but also dishing out discipline to the often unruly teenagers. With their fluffy ears, floppy trunks, and folded skin, baby elephants have the cuteness edge over their human counterparts. Like toddlers, they are playful, curious, and love rolling about in the dirt. Human voices and vehicles provide endless entertainment for bored little elephants, and they, in turn, are always a source of amusement for us. Exploring is the main source of calf entertainment, but it's a scary and sometimes prickly world out there, and Mum is thankfully never far off. Bulls become boisterous when they hit puberty, and this irritates the matriarch. Once she's had enough, she will boot them out of the herd to find their own way in the world. Like playground bullies, the young males fight for dominance, sometimes with extreme violence. The older bulls live alone but mentor these young bucks. It is these fellows that are the ultimate gentlemen of the wilderness.
Well, everybody, we had some lions for a moment, but we just moved off from the lions because we weren't getting any signal. As shocking as that might be. And Cedric, we have a leopard here. The lions are there. by Sandy Patch. I know. Cedric is quite confused about all that. He's going to the lions because we weren't broadcasting then. The signal wasn't good enough for us. And I did communicate that on the radio a moment ago, but he just looked at me very confused, as in, what am we doing? Now, I don't know who this is. It could be Cara, but I'm not sure. Okay, so she's quite relaxed, Pan. I'm going to go forward just a little bit. I offhand don't know, but she's quite relaxed, so we can go a bit closer. There we go. The quintessential Sabi Sands leopard sighting. I was actually gesticulating with my hands there for Cedric to come and join us, so you could see who it was, but yeah, that didn't happen very well. She's got 3 on the left. Nsumi, it's not Nsumi. No. That's not Nsumi. La Luca. So it's La Luca. Tortoise Pan is apparently the father of La Luca, and Tiani is the mother. So very nice. Tiani, I don't think I've seen Tiani. She's on the other side of, spends her time on the other side, Arathusa Simbambili, as far as I'm aware. And Tortoise Pan, you can kind of see it in the long face. But yeah, I definitely knew it wasn't a leopard I've seen before. So this is a new leopard for me. I think that takes me up to about 41 for this area. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Such a gorgeous cat. A quintessential Sabi Sands leopard in a tree. Okay, so this is the 3rd time being seen, once with Tristan as a cub, and then in October with Cedric. And I know Cedric has been working this northern section quite hard to try to find her. We had tracks this morning pretty close to where we are, but they didn't seem very fresh to me. And now here we were sitting there with our lions, and a vehicle from Bufuso came along and said, "You guys know that there's a leopard down the road on your property?" And we said, "No, we didn't, but we will go there." And here we are. Yay. Now let's hope after all of that Wendy's able to broadcast from those lions there, because, well, we couldn't. Oh, that's a nice yawn. Let's see, is there any meat anywhere up this tree? I don't see any. Perfect spot. Now, I stopped this morning and had a look at the marula tree behind this one, because there was a bit of a bulge there, and I thought, "Ooh, what's that?" And it wasn't a leopard. But now there is a leopard. Canine girl, cats everywhere. Well, not this morning, except for Namakala. Ralph had lions this morning, I think. He did. I forget. It feels like so long ago. We didn't have any cats this morning, that's for sure. lions. Cedric's probably going to follow that one. Need to communicate on the radio in a moment. La Luca. It's her birthday month. She was born in May of 2021. 3-year-old girl. Am I right in my maths? She's 3. Looking to establish. It's just communicating to one of the vehicles that was behind us, watching from the boundary, who it was. Good friend Vernon from the north.
Well, it is all happening. It is all happening from a very mellow start to now La Luca up in a tree there with Steve. And we've got this beautiful lioness a little bit further down the road. And I'm trying to figure out which lion do we have here. I'm not going to jump to anything at the moment. It's a lioness here. And then there's a young male that's a little bit, maybe about 30 meters in, but we can't see him at the moment. So I'm just trying to see if anybody's got an idea on this lioness. Please let me know. But I think that little notch on the right tip of the right ear. So I'm leaning a little bit towards maybe Amber Eye's daughter. But as I said, I'm not going to jump to anything as of yet. So it's just the two of them, yeah. Nice full belly. So they have had something to feed on during the night. And now all of a sudden, looks like they have moved down towards just east of a Baobab Dam, and this female is resting in one of the little how can I say, the little Marty drains, meaning it's like a little drain where it diverts the water off from the road. Nice and soft sand, perfect. Yeah, he's got a head up now. Yeah, see the right ear, little nick out of the top right ear. Oh, here comes the male. Here comes the young male. Here comes the young male now. Oh, coming to join. I just want to look. Yeah, it's an Nkuhuma male. This is the same male that we had all the way onto Chitwa yesterday. I just want to check. Yeah. Oh, a bit of bonding happening here. No, I don't look that way now. I've just got my binocs out here. I just want to quickly look at one or two things here that I can recognize on him. Almost first when I got here, I thought it might be the Talamati pride. You know, it might be the female with a young sub-adult male, and then I don't know where the sub-adult female is, because it's a pride of 3, the Talamati pride. It's Tialele, the older female, and then 2 sub-adults. But to me, this looks like Nkuhumas from where I'm sitting now. I might be wrong. So as I said, once again, if anybody's got an ID for me, let me know. Yes, please. But if it's from the Nkuhuma pride, it's amazing that's how can I say, how broken the pride is at the moment. So it could also be a big reason for that is the Kambula males, those 2 or the 4 male lions that's come in recently. And, you know, sometimes when that does happen, and you'll find sometimes the prides will just scatter in all directions, and then they'll start calling one another again to regroup. And so that could be the possibility on why these 2 are here. That's if they're from the Nkuhuma pride. As I said, I'll still try and look at the IDing here quickly. Thanks, Doodlebug. Yeah, nice. Well, I didn't find them. You know, I was just called into this side because Steve was here with somebody else, and then his signal was not great, so I just took over from him, and it all worked out. And then he's got Leluka now, so. And we actually went past him when she was up in the tree there. So, yeah, on one road, you've got the cats. And you'll find these lions will just rest a little bit. The belly is big for the female. She has eaten something. And the male as well, not as much as the female. I'm sure later on they will start moving once it gets a little bit darker. But there's a lot of lion activity, a lot of movements with males coming through back and forth. So that's why it's so tough now at the moment that the Nkuhumas are so kind of like broken up that you pick up 1 year or 2 year or 3 year and another 2 this side and another 3 that side. I just can't wait to get the pride all back together again. And there's 9 members in the Nkuhuma pride. But I don't think they're going to do too much for now. I think they're just a rest. Hopefully later on I'll get more activity. Right, well, we've got Leluka on screen with us, Steve. I think let's head over to Steve.
Welcome back, everybody. The blue-eyed Laluka, indeed. We're just here with Ruan from Nkoro, who thought he saw Watika the other day, and I know Cedric followed up on the photos and all of that, and he was the one who came back with probably assistance from some of you out there to confirm that it was this young female rather than Watika. Oh, aren't she beautiful? There we go. People come from all over the world, everybody, for this exact shot. When you drive into Hoedspruit, the big real estate agent sign as you drive in has got a very similar picture to that right there. And Sabi Sand Wildlife Reserve, this is what people come here for, is for the quintessential leopard pose in the marula tree. You've seen a few now, Panda, hey? But he's got the biggest smile on his face, everybody, even though it doesn't get old, this sort of thing. And she does have beautiful blue eyes, doesn't she? Paul, I don't see any meat in the tree here. I've scanned a couple of the other trees around. Haven't seen this. We just saw a kill there. She went for a fly. No, I don't see anything. She's probably just been on a mission. They can go a few days without food. Can go for up to 2 weeks, apparently. I don't think they choose to, but if they're unsuccessful. But she's alert. She's paying attention. If she sees something of interest after her cat stretch and yawn, she will come down and look for it. But I think she's just going to find a more comfortable spot there. She's nodding off. You are getting very sleepy. Very sleepy. Sandy, that's it. No, low look at those eyes. Low expectations leads to high reward. Sorry, I had to snap one there. That was a must. Sometimes you just have to. We've been sitting here a while and she finally gave us the look. Nadine and Tadiwa are taking screenshots of the screen with their phone cameras. Beautiful. So, Panda, just show us her tail there. This is what we look for often, everybody, is the little loop hanging down, the little J hanging down. And you don't see it doing a J shape now, but a moment ago it did. So sometimes you don't see the body, but you just see this little thing hanging down. And if you're not sure, pick up your binoculars, have a look. And if you spot a tail like that, well, generally a tail like that is attached to the back of a leopard. It's in my experience turned out to be the case. I always get very excited when I do find a tail like that. Linda Campbell, she's striking a pose, and I can hear a Shelley's Franklin calling off to my left. Drink a beer, and drink a beer, and drink a beer. Can you hear that, Panda? Not a common bird in this area. We do find them from time to time. Many of you who know me will know that I love to bird while I'm in these sightings with our sleepy cats. There's always birds to be had. Now, we drove right past her on our way to those lions. So did the vehicle who's joined us now.
He's in a mild state of torpor at the moment. So, in a way like this, then we do that.
Maybe you can hear someone else's voice. That's the guide next to us.
You know what cats do best?
Talking about how much she's in the sleepy state. Not much is happening, but I rather enjoy a leopard sleeping in a tree.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Still here with the 2 lions, the young male on the left and the female on the right-hand side. And they are just having a good old snooze. Just the 2 of them here. So, yeah. And Kimberly, you say it's a Talamati pride. I also think I'm leaning to the Talamati pride now because I was trying to look at some of the things, but I just don't see the scar in that female's mouth. She actually had scars on the side of her mouth, but I haven't really had a proper look. But the young Kuhuma didn't have those scars on his nose yesterday, did he, Paul? Can't remember really, I remember he was lying on the rock. Ish. I'll just double check. I actually want to just double check on something here. I do apologize, everybody. I just want to do a proper ID on these lions before anything, before I say anything, and before I say it's the Talamatis or the Kuhumas. But I'm still leaning towards the Talamati pride. As I say, the Talamati is that older female that's at the back, Tielele. Steve D, is nothing better than having lions on a Sunday afternoon. Indeed, Steve D. Oh, no, where's my binocs? Oh, that's good. Now she turned around. She's turning around too quick. But this young male looks like the Talamati male, Yeah. Yeah. Donkey, giraffe, cool, yeah, and Kimberly as well, everyone. Also looking at them now, this is not the Nkuma male, so this is the Talamati, pride, which is fantastic, but the only problem here is that the Talamati pride consists of three. It's Tielele, the old female, and then of course the young male, and his sister, the young female. Where's the young female? Not good. I'm hoping that she's okay. I'm hoping she might be around here. She might be at the back end. I'm not too sure. But it's just the two of them here for now. She might make an appearance for us. Let's cross fingers and hold thumbs that she is okay. That's... Oh, they're hearing something. Oh! They're hearing something here. They both got up very, very suddenly. What are they looking at? Something has grabbed their attention. Yeah, that is definitely Talamati. See, look at the scar on the left, her mouth. She's got a little bit of that scar in the mouth. Yeah, that's Talamati. Oh, that is fantastic. Nice to see them again. All right. We're doing a toilet break. And then... So maybe they're picking up, maybe it might be the female, the other one that's here, but it's just the two of them. No, I'm hoping that the young female is all right. But yeah, while we're going to try and just see exactly what grabbed their attention here and reposition here, let's head back to Steve with La Luca.
Thanks, Sidders. I had a feeling it might be the Talamati breakaways, but we didn't see the little female. But you never know. I know many of you viewers back home have got nice ID kits that help us identify. Don't want to be too quick off the mark with identifying these animals. Unless I know forthright who it is, I'm reluctant to try and say who it might be. I know many of you at home love the challenge as well of identifying, and well, we really do appreciate that. Not much has happened since you were last with us. She's lifted her head and moved a little bit. She's having a proper cat nap. BK? I wonder if you are BK that we know. Have you just happened to be another BK? Only ever met one BK in my life. And he normally sits where Panda's sitting right now. BK, this is a marula tree. BK, this is a marula tree. And yeah, it is pretty old. It's a magnificent specimen. We make a very nice liqueur out of the fruits of this tree called amarula, which can be bought around the world now, I believe. It's very similar to Bailey's or Cape Velvet, sort of like a milky, creamy liqueur. Amarula cream, it's called. Goes very well with ice or even in some ice cream. But our leopards love to use these. These are one of the preferred trees here. We find them scattered throughout the landscape here, and they've got really comfortable boughs for the leopards to sleep on. They're often perfect for hoisting up their kills. And there are enough of them around. So statistically, their leopards tend to choose trees like this. They also provide an enormous amount of shade in the summer months. They attract elephants from all over the Kruger to our western parts here because of the fruit which is used for making delicious amarula cream. Brings elephants in their thousands. Traditionally, probably one of the most important and valuable cultural trees here for the wide variety of medicine produced by the tree, the shade, also the marriage tree where ceremonies are carried out underneath, and a very nice weak to very strong beer can be made out of the fruits in a few hours to a couple of days, which is harvested and collected and brewed by many of the locals and then celebrated in style underneath. The beer almost looks like lychee juice, although it does not taste like lychee juice. Fruits come from the mango family. But Leluka isn't interested in any of that. It's just a tree that she finds with a perfectly shaped branch for her nice petite leopardess body. Winnie, where have you been? Is this your first leopard in a tree? Well, I'm glad we could facilitate it for you. It's one of those things that when someone tells you there's a leopard in a tree, you get very excited because normally it means it's going to stay there for a little while. When you hear someone say there's a leopard on this road moving, it's not as exciting because, well, it's going to move and walk past you, and keeping up with it can be quite tricky. But getting into a situation like this, for us, presenting on the show or as a guide with guests, provides phenomenal photographic opportunities.
We have an exciting announcement. Wild Earth is launching a YouTube membership program. For a nominal monthly fee, members get an ad-free channel, prioritized questions, early access to videos, and many more perks. You'll get fun features like badges and emojis that'll make you stand out in the chat. YouTube memberships will help us to continue with our mission of connecting people with nature while giving you access to lots of our amazing content.
looking a lot like his dad, the S8 male. Linda Poley, oh, indeed, we are being spoiled by Mother Nature on this stunning Sunday afternoon. Yes, indeed, Linda Poley. And I am so, unfortunately, the young female's not here, but I'm sure she's around. But I'm feeling so good just to see this young male, just to see he is 100% now compared to what they were like 6 months ago, when they were like skin and bone. Remember that, Paul? And now he's, as I say, he's almost as big as Tialele, as big as that female at the back. I don't know when, the last time I saw them was about a month ago. And just in a month, he's grown. Oh, he is such a stunning, stunning boy. And that's why I really want to see if we can hopefully get that young female coming back to these two. You think, he might have the same mane as S8. You never know. He's getting nice little mane that's coming out at the bottom on his chest area, around his fringes on his face. So it looks like it's growing nicely.
So we've left the elephants and we've headed back onto the western side of the reserve. We're just on the western side of the Leeuwenbosch Flats. It's pretty bit devoid of game. I was wondering if they've all been eaten. Morgan reckons it's because the lions are up this side, but it's very quiet on this side of the reserve. In terms of general game, there used to be a lot of eland, and also lots of oryx. You know, when the lions were down in the basin or spending a lot of their time down there. But currently, it's rather quiet up on this side now that the lions are here, and they've pretty much swapped places with the three amigos who are now hanging down in the area around the basin. And I think maybe some of the animals have also moved down there and almost done the old switcheroo. But sun's gone down, and now we're heading into that crepuscular time where it's a bit of the dusk period. And slowly but surely we'll start to hear the nighttime animals coming awake. There's also lots of movement of clouds about, and almost seemingly maybe going to rain. And we see the moon that's gone into the waxing first quarter. It's getting a little bit more light. It's been, what was it, about 3 nights ago was new moon. And so slowly but surely heading into that period where the moon's going to get brighter and brighter every evening, but it's also going to get colder and colder as we head into winter. So that's it, another day done in the African bush down here in the Eastern Cape. You might hear some of the birds coming awake as we sit and just listen at this little spot. Still some of the last birds calling. Of course, the Cape turtle dove, ring-necked dove, always one of the usual birds to call. And just as a reminder about the time change as well, from the 15th of May, with the sunrise safari normally starting at 6 o'clock in the morning and finishing at 9. It will be starting at 6:30 a.m. and finishing at 9:30 a.m. And then straight after that, the sights and sounds will be from 9:30 to 11:30. And that'll be from the 15th of May. Little somber green bull also calling there, saying, Willie! Southern boo-boo. If I have to say the most common bird calls that you'll hear down here, I would say the southern boo-boo, the somber green bull, and of course, as always, the ring-necked dove. The Cape apple is calling. I can also hear a southern chagra, but it's quite far off in the thickets. See the colour slowly changing. Not any other sounds really, except for the birds and the wind passing through the thickets. So Sierra Delta, we're the Eastern Cape and the Lowveld, or the Sabi Sands, in two completely different biomes. So where they are in the Sabi Sands, that would be in the savanna biome. It's actually the largest biome on the planet. All around the world, you will find large savanna biomes, whereas the thicket biome that we find here in the Eastern Cape, very different to that, in that generally you wouldn't have we don't have many big trees down here. There's the odd big milkwood, and in some of the ravines you might have some yellow woods, which is South Africa's largest tree, but they're few and far between. This is a real sedimentary soil that we find here, and as a result, the plants are sort of stunted, and they don't really get that big, and so you've got a lot of thickets, and hence the name, the thicket biome. But what is a biome? It's a sort of specific vegetation type that is characterized by and created by the certain geology or geomorphology together with the interlinking weather patterns that you get in a specific area. So here in the Eastern Cape, we have all year rainfall. And we also have a lot of evergreen plants as a result. It's very Mediterranean type weather. We never really get consistently anywhere near to zero, although with the wind chill factor, and in certain parts, in certain ravines, it can get towards zero, as we felt this morning. It was literally freezing. But generally, it's normally actually between like 10 and 20 degrees on average. Whereas in the Sabi Sands, in that savanna biome, in the Lowveld, they have summer rainfall, and so they have a lot of deciduous plants. So they only have their leaves, etc., and their fruits and their flowers generally with all the plants in summer. And so you have a complete change in winter where they all lose their leaves and everything turns brown, but they don't have rain in winter. We have all year rainfall in the Eastern Cape, but more so in winter, and if that makes any sense. Anyway, we're going to fire it up and see what else we can find. Hopefully we'll run across those lions. But speaking of cats, of course, I'll have to send you back to La Luca.
Well, not much has changed, everyone. She's properly sleeping now. There we go. She heard something. I feel like she might get active shortly. She's just checking her watch there. What time is it? Canon Quincy's been here before. It's very hard to really say what territory Tlalamba's holding right now. We're right up on the Buffelshoek boundary. We're close to an area that Kara moves through, and definitely Tlalamba's been here. I mean, we're not far from Gallagher shortcut. We're basically between Mvubu Road and Gallagher shortcut on the Buffelshoek boundary, and both of those are accesses that Tlalamba has been moving on and through, and Nsumi has been hanging around. Last few times I had Nsumi, it was close to where we are now. So there we go, comes the yawn. Sort of just getting in position. So, being a young female, she will definitely find herself in the territory of other cats. That's part and parcel of what happens. and ideally she'd like to move into the area close to her mom's territory and find something that's suitable, an area that she's familiar with. I've actually I realize I've got a nice map here, which will probably help me to see where she has been seen over the last... Oh, those aren't... Everything here but female leopard. That's helpful. Maybe there's one more page. Yes, there's one more page. Okay. La Luca. So yeah, all the way over on Simbambili, around the Simbambili Lodge area, seems to be her common area of residence. Jive Bunny, it looks like she's dreaming about supper. Yes, she is. Looking off into the distance, hoping some supper will come along. So, I mean, according to the map that I'm looking at, she's really sort of separated herself from, last year anyway, from her mom's sort of territory. She kept very much north of it, according to the points here on the Panthera map that I'm looking at. Some of these colours, though, unfortunately, are pretty similar in this light, so I'd have to look at it in a bit better light.
This is On Safari.
we still got the two lions that's fast asleep in the drain. Of course, as I said, just one of these little diversions that comes off the road that diverts the water. I always like lying in the soft sand, but fast asleep. They were a little bit active a little bit earlier on, but I really thought they heard something. But clearly they are sleepy for now. But they will start moving later on. Once it gets dark, fine lions can become way more active then. I'll just try and hold on to some energy for the night time. I'm hoping tomorrow morning we can follow up on them. At least Tialele's eyes are like kind of half open. You can see she's listening. She's resting, but she's also kind of awake as well. Just listening out and thinking on what's her next move. Where is she going to move on tonight? Is she going to try and find the other youngster? Very possible. Maybe do some contact calling. But it looked like they did come off a kill because her tummy is nice and round. You are really, that is so correct, Nadine. I think it's fitting for today, for Mother's Day. You know, she might not be the direct mother, but she took the motherly, how can I say, a job from the other females that passed away. And she took that role and looked after these youngsters. And now exactly why she got the name Tialele means warrior. And she is a warrior for these for the two sub-adults. As I said, the female's not here at the moment. I'm sure she's not too far. But how far she's brought them through from where we thought there is no, like most of us said, like, there's no chance. These lions look terrible. They're not eating. They've been running away from other lions because the dominant male, the S8 male, was, he died. And we thought, this is not good for this pride. And all of a sudden, the two remaining sub-adults, this young male and the female, from being almost, how can I say, completely finished. And she really brought them through, and they are looking wonderful. But anyway, let's go over to Steve with Leluka.
She's still there, everyone. She's just turned around. I'm going to join in the vehicle, in the sighting by another vehicle. They're also quite amazed at how far away she is from her natal area. She's on a bit of a patrol. A bit of a jaunt. I mean, Shidulu essentially came quite far from her natal area. She still does go quite far towards the west, but she came from all the way down in Ottawa. So it's not impossible for a female to establish a territory further away from where she was originally, but not normally as far away as what males do. I remember a few years ago finding Moya here in the middle of Djuma. She's 3 territories to the west. She decided to arrive and walk me through Djuma. It was quite a auspicious meeting because Moya means wind, and she was walking south on Weaver's Nest through the middle of Djuma, and I was leaving the following drive to drive all the way south back to my home. on a big journey of spirit. It's quite a profound time, actually. Okay, well, she hasn't really made it very nice for us to view, has she, Panda? That's all right. We thought she yawned and she stretched, and we thought she was going to come down, but actually, no. She's just looking back the way she originally came from, thinking, should I go home? Or should I just hang out here for a little while? Well, we'll see who gets active sooner. Leluka here, female leopard from the west, or Talamati breakaway pride.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, it's nice just having Leluka. I've got a feeling Leluka is going to remain a little bit to the side. Kara hasn't come down into Djuma this side. Shadulu doesn't come this far northeast into Djuma to where Leluka is now. Tlelamba is the only one really that I'm thinking, and Tlelamba is just so busy with the cubs there in Torchwood. Is Leluka going to take this opportunity and maybe set up this side? Very possible. Just remember, Leluka's half-sister, Nsele, because they're both pretty much, well, actually not half-sister, because Leluka's mom is Tiani. Tiani is Nsele's half-sister. So you can actually say Leluka's aunt, half-aunt, Nsele, she used to be up in this area. This was her area, her territory. So, yeah, looks like the Salaheshe genes has been pushed up into this area before. So, yeah. I think watch this space for Leluka. Could be very interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, I think the whole thing, dynamics with the female leopards are way more interesting than these little lions. Let's go to Steve.
Well, you're with us, everybody. I didn't hear those comms coming through clearly. Not sure if there's a problem with the radio, but it's all right. Maybe that's why you might have seen a little bit of out of focus. She's busy smelling the tree and accessing the organ of Jacobson there. Someone else has been up here. That is what we call the Flehmen grimace. Everyone, Flehmen grimace. Helps them to figure out all sorts of pheromonal chemical signatures and is generally related to reproduction in big cats. Testing the chemical signature of another leopard. It could be a female, could be a male. It's generally pretty species specific. I mean, you wouldn't find a lion up a tree like this. But it's not really common practice for leopards to climb up trees and to scent mark. They will rub their face against the tree and their body, but to urine spray, it's not generally common practice. But she's definitely smelling something. And the brain is figuring it out. Now she's going to add her own little bit there before she decides to come down, which could be a very quick affair. It also could take some time. She's going to do it again. Some people seeing that Flehmen grimace for the first time sometimes might think that the animal is being aggressive. It's not the case. is going to happen. Are you ready for it? Sorry about my head. I'll try to move out of the way. Well done, girl. Oh, she's just going to check the tree. She might even spray. They're investigating who's been here before. The freshness. And now on the prowl she goes. Well, she's going to go behind that vehicle there.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful. Oh God.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
So we're sitting at this little waterhole that was the last place where the lions, where we got fresh tracks of the lions, and they obviously had a drink, and they were quite interested in the little carcass that's left by the dead warthog. And while we've been sitting here at this dusk period, I'm seeing a lot of little bats flying about, and they're all of the Microchiroptera, or the insectivorous bats, so not fruit bats. We also get fruit bats down here in the Eastern Cape, and they sound like a techno parties going on at night with their squeaks. But these guys, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, are pretty much the horseshoe bats, and they get their common name from the large nose leaves that they have on their face, which are shaped like horseshoes. And this aids in their echolocation, which is extremely highly developed. And they use constant frequency calls at a high duty cycle to detect prey in areas of high environmental clutters, such as around all of these trees, etc. So very important also for the containment of mosquitoes, etc. But it's always wonderful to watch the bats, and when there's lots around, it means that there's lots of insects as well.
All right, that was lovely. So we've left the Talamati Pride, Tialele, with the young boy, and hoping that the young female finds them tonight. And yeah, I'll have to wait and see. And as well, Steve with Luluka, beautiful sighting with that stunning female. And I'm hoping that we're going to get to see Luluka more often this side. Maybe she'll take the side because, as I said once again, Kara is the biggest issue here in the northwestern corner. But we haven't seen Kara for such a long time, so you know, maybe she's pushed up further north into Buffelshoek, Manyeleti side. And Laluka's seeing her opportunity. I mean, that's 4 days that she's been here, so. Wildlife lady, yes, it was a wonderful drive, and once again, very much a happy Mother's Day from the Wild Earth team, and hoping that all the mothers are having a wonderful day, and some of the mothers there in the, how can I say, the US of A and all those South America, those places, pretty much the day has just started. Happy Mother's Day to you. And to everybody and to all the moms, yay. It has been a fantastic afternoon, great sightings, and yeah. And don't forget, remember tomorrow is none live safaris, so we will not be live tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. But for all the explorers and for all the YouTube members on Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon, we will be live for the members and for the explorers. And yes, but other than that, tomorrow we are going to just go out there for our non-live safaris. We are going to go see what we can find. Hopefully we can get some great footage of some of the characters around here, maybe follow up on Laluka, follow up on the Talamati Pride, and see what we can find. Yes. Sorry Nadine, my earpiece fell out there when you were saying something about something, giving me a comment there. I think it might have been a bat or a bush baby that just pushed my earpiece out there. Sky Doogie, we are witnessing a little bit of a generational kind of, how can I say, change in the leopards aside. But then again, you know, got the Kalamba here, the young female, the Laluka, so the Nsele is gone, the Tandi is gone. So yes, a lot of young females in the area, you know, so in other words, the females that's around here now is going to be here for quite some time. Same as Shadulu. I mean, Shadulu is also young. So, yeah, no, it's almost like it feels like it's really settled in a way, you know, with when it comes to leopards. That's if depends on what happens on this northwestern corner here and further into Buffelshoek. But yes, once again, everybody, thanks for joining us on our beautiful Fun Day Sunday Sunset Safari. And thanks so much for all the comments and questions that everybody has sent to us this afternoon. And I'm hoping that we could answer as many questions. And we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Paul, did you enjoy it today? Yeah. As always, we always enjoy it. But yes, have a wonderful day further to all the mothers again. Have a wonderful day. And we shall see you on the live safari again on Tuesday morning for the explorers and for the YouTube members. And yes, that is me out, and the same as from the Wild Earth team. See you later. Have a wonderful evening further. Good night.